Okay, we are live here with Ed and Shane from Foundry, pre-Siggraph Pixel Fondue live stream. It's going to be a quick one. Ed, I know, just wrapped up his Modonauts Monday shader tree session. He's probably burnt out as it is. And Shane is running around like crazy trying to get ready for Siggraph. So talk a little bit about what's in store for Siggraph and some new cool stuff for MODO subscription and maintenance users. And that's about it. I also put out a call for people at Siggraph. I'm going to be there. Pixel Fondue, and I'll be teaming up with Ed. We're going to be running around the show floor doing some live streaming, so we'll mention that as well. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Ed, you look pretty wide awake there.
Yeah.
He's had a busy day today.
I'm wired. Yeah, this is before the crash.
Got up early. All right, Shane, yourself, you've been stressed?
A little stressed. I'm in a hat today. Haven't quite cleaned up for the day for the broadcast, but
yeah, getting stuff done.
It's always busy times when we get close to Siggraph like this, and busy is good. Busy is always good.
Busy is good. I'm excited about Siggraph this year. I've never
been huge this year for us. I think I'm really excited for this Siggraph. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to a non-LA Siggraph, and I've never been to Canada.
Really?
I've never been to Canada. You've never been to Canada?
Nope.
Get your passport, right? Because I've forgotten that before.
Yeah.
I've definitely had like trips to Mexico planned, and then like, oh my god.
Vancouver is beautiful. I mean, this is one city to go see for sure in Canada. I lived for almost 2 years in Montreal, back in the early or late, about 2008 to 2010. I was in Montreal, which is also very unique, a unique city for Canada. But Vancouver is probably one of my favorites to go visit.
Were those the Autodesk days?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think Lauren is from Vancouver. I could be wrong. No, Toronto.
Toronto.
She's from Toronto.
Yeah. Toronto. I think she's moving to Seattle, just not to be mistaken.
Yeah, I think she is actually. I think she's working. Yeah, got a job, a MODO job in the States.
See her up there too. I'm looking forward to it. There'll be a lot of. I know there's a lot of people that we're bringing along, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I know a lot of other MODO customers that are already reaching out to visit with us and chat with us while we're there. It's going to be a pretty good show. Generally, they're a little bit smaller when they're off of LA, but it feels like this one's going to be really pretty solid this year. A lot of
nice. Yeah. Well, why don't we just do a quick rundown of what's going to be happening at Siggraph? We could talk to a little bit towards each of the events, and then we will make sure that's out there and people can see what's going on so they don't miss anything. Let me share my screen real quick. Boom, and share. So hopefully everybody's looking at my high-tech WordPad layout.
Yeah. Yep.
Prefer the WordPad over the Notepad because you can actually do a little bit of formatting, get some colors in there.
Yeah, it's a little easier to read.
Easier to read. So yeah, Foundry All-Stars event, that's kind of the main event, right? That's sort of the big deal that Foundry is putting on Sunday, August.
Siggraph itself kicks off on Sunday, usually with the all-day sessions on Sunday and Monday. And then Sunday evening, we have our big event with the All-Stars event, which I think we have a little over 1,000 people already registered for. So if you are going to Siggraph, make sure you go and register for that as soon as possible. Space will be limited. We have a huge lineup of a lot of really big name industry people from VFX and film to lots of different things that are going to be presenting there and talking about how they use all the different Foundry solutions in their workflows. And then unique to this year, we have the Exhibitor Sessions. So these are basically paid sessions that exhibitors like the Foundry can pay for a space to have either hour-long or all-day-long sessions in separate rooms from the regular conference sessions. So the cool thing about this is you actually don't need a Siggraph sessions pass to attend one of these. You don't even really need an expo pass to attend one of them. So anybody can actually get into these, and we're going to have quite a few different things from that's listed underneath of there, from stuff for students and educators and the Education Summit, and then look development and lighting meetup, which will be like Katana and Mari focused. Yeah, if you
So, by the way, we'll set the link at the YouTube description and also put on Pixel Fondue so you can get to this page. And if you want to go to the All-Star event, you do need to register for that, correct?
Yes. I mean, all of these you should register for because space is limited. And many of them are, filling up quite quickly. So if you are going to Siggraph, definitely click that register button for any of these that you think you would like to attend. And then make sure to show up.
Right. Yeah, then show up. And the exhibitor session, you don't actually have to have a main floor pass?
No, none of these you actually need a main floor pass to attend. So that's a really cool thing. Yeah.
And then the Educator Summit, what's that all about?
So that'll be focused towards what we're doing in education and for either teachers or even students as well. So I think that's something that's Jen Goldfinch used to do a lot in the past and something that she's brought back into the curriculum this year for us at Siggraph. And it's usually a really good thing if you're kind of an aspiring artist looking to get into the industry, wanting to understand, what the Foundry has to offer for education materials and various different things there.
Sounds good. And the Look Development and Lighting Meetup, that sounds like a katana thing.
One cool thing right there just caught my eye that I forgot about is Duane Edwards from Pencil will actually be talking in that Educator Summit. So if you don't know Duane, he's very well known in the shoe industry. He used to work for Nike and ran, I believe, the Jordan line for a number of years as a lead designer on that, and now runs his own basically training academy for shoe designers called Pencil. And he's done his own kind of reality TV show around that as well. It's on YouTube. So check that out. It's really, really cool. And so he's going to be actually talking as part of the Educator Summit as well.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. He ran the Jordan line? I think I know this. I think I've seen a documentary about this guy.
I hope I'm not over speaking that, but I believe so, yeah.
So that may be the closest you will ever get to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You surely met him. Okay. Well, that's pretty awesome that you got him.
Yeah.
Are they using MODO for some of the design stuff in that?
Yeah, we teamed up with them. It's been about, I don't know, earlier this year, we teamed up with them in New Balance to do a training session for interns at New Balance. Not so much a training session, but more of a contest. So they brought together a whole bunch of students that were trying to get into the industry, and New Balance and Pencil flew them out to New Balance where they did, I think it was a 2-week or 3-week boot camp session. And the winning team basically won full-time gigs or paid internships at New Balance at the end of it.
Nice. So
really
MODO seems to sort of dominate the footwear design industry. Nike, New Balance. So if you're into shoes, and apparently there's an entire subculture of people that are way into shoes. I saw some Netflix. So there's some Netflix doc called Sneakers or Sneakerheads or something like that.
Yeah.
But this is the software you want to use.
We're doing quite well in shoes. Yes.
Doing very well in shoes. You've got the shoe market covered. All right. Cool. All right. So after that, we've got, Foundry Look Development and Lighting Meetup. I'm guessing that's a katana.
Mostly. So Jordan and team will be heading up that one with a bunch of different customers, 3D lights on that docket as well. Talking about the render that they're doing. And then after that, breaking into the VFX industry. This one I'm not quite sure. I think that one is that one might be more nuke based, but I'm not quite sure on the background of that one.
So compositing 2D supervisor at MPC. Yep. So yeah, probably a lot of nuke stuff there. And of course, nuke is all over the VFX industry. So
yep.
And there's definitely some nuke users at Pixel Fondue watching some of this stuff. So nuke users, take note. Innovation and modeling. Now, this is the main event for MODO at the show. This is Tuesday, August 14th, 1 to 3. So this won't be live streamed, by the way. It will be recorded and played later, correct?
That's correct. All of these are actually, I think most all of these will be recorded and distributed after the show ends. And that might take a little while as well. So, one of the cool things that I'm trying to do is bring you, Greg, and Ed to the show to try to bring the show to the rest of the community with a lot of live, quick clip style interviews of different people. But this particular session, we won't be recording that live and distributing it. But what I'll have you guys do is do some other interviews with these guys, or do some sneak peeks in the the setup and the rehearsal types of things. So my goal is to try to get the Modo community as involved in Siggraph as they possibly could be without actually being there. So, but after the fact, we will distribute the recording of the entire event on our regular channels on Vimeo and YouTube and so on.
Okay, so yeah, definitely videos of this will be going out, and like Shane said, Ed and I will be there grabbing people, doing live streaming and talking to artists and Modo users, and also not just Modo stuff. We'll be checking out Octane or V-Ray, things like that as well. We got Tor Frick, of course, infamous modeler. Looks like he started his own company, Neon Giant. Jose Calle, Julian Calle, I think he's going by. Will be there as well as Hank Dawson. I met Hank, like, I swear, probably over 10 years ago at a really, really early Modo event in LA, really? I think. Yeah. And he does great work. He did some just really great tutorial videos for a while. I'm not sure if he's still doing them, but it'd be nice to see Hank again. And William Vaughn will be there as well. This William Vaughn. So, I've never met William in person either.
No
so
way. Get out of here.
Really? I've never met William in person. I've never met. He's down in Florida with it, so that'll be fun for me to see William, because we talk all the time. I have for years, and so that'll be fun. Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. We are showing some Ethera stuff as well, which is of course Foundry's new cloud platform that they've been working on. So if you want to keep your eye on that, Modo will be a part of that, correct?
Yeah, so Modo's up there, as well as the rest of the Foundry tools, and a few other tools from outside of the Foundry are there, like Houdini, and I think Blender is there as well, and a few other things. But definitely check that out if you haven't seen that yet. And trying to make all of the solutions more accessible to just kind of turn on, basically turn your pipeline on in the cloud in an instant type of workflow.
Well, this part is sticking out to me. Be sure to stick around for networking cocktails afterwards.
Yeah, they get the fun benefit of being at the end of the day, so there's always cocktails involved.
There you go. So you want a glimpse of the future and cocktails, head to Ethera. I may show up at that one.
One thing that's not listed here, but in relation to that, is at the end of the day on the expo floor at our booth, we're also doing kind of a cocktail hour type of thing, a genius bar. So all of the product managers, myself included, and all the other PMs of the other products will be there. You and Ed, I hope to have there as well. So if anybody is attending the show, wants to come hang out with us, come grab a drink and chat it up.
We've got some prize draws. Like, can you give away what you're giving away, or is that going to be a secret? Will it entice people to come? Okay.
Lenovo is contributing some really great hardware to give away in each one of these sessions. So in each one of these sessions, we're actually going to be raffling off some really good kit. So you definitely, if you're going to sign up and register for these, you definitely want to attend and stick through the whole end.
And are those at the end of the day, every day, or just the last day?
There'll be, I believe there's a giveaway in each one of them. I know there is for sure in the Modo one and the Ethera one. There's a giveaway in those two for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're all of them.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is show floor, Foundry booth. There's going to be people there from the Foundry all day, the product specialists, and there will be end of day drinks, chatting, and prize giveaways. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
So definitely show up for that. Your bags, your Siggraph bags will be full of T-shirts and things by then.
Yeah, so we have a lot of cool stuff. We have some cool swag to give away at the modeling one for Modo, and and the stuff coming from Lenovo is going to really shock some people. Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Lenovo, they make some good laptops. Okay, so that's covering Siggraph. So I do want to make it clear. If you're going to Siggraph and you want to talk to Ed and I, we'll get you on screen, do an interview, live stream if you want to promote your company, or if you want to talk about if you're working on a cool game, or I don't care if it's a AAA game or an indie game, or working in an industry like a shoe industry or anything like that. send me a note, greg@pixelfondue.com, or hook up with me via Slack or whatever, the Foundry forums, and we'll make sure to meet up and talk about your stuff and get it online. Definitely, we will keep a running list of live streams coming at the top of the Pixel Fondue page. Let me just share that real quick. So if you're not familiar with that, share. And so if you go to, present to everybody. It's like
we're going to kind of mix it up too. So I was telling Greg earlier that we'll live stream from a number of the different platforms that are out there. So make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channels, both Pixel Fondue and the Modo Geeks ones, our Facebook pages, Instagram as well. We're going to try a little bit of Instagram Live next week. So we're really just going to try to reach out there and grab as much of the community as we possibly can.
Definitely. So, and really quickly, because if you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed to all of Pixel Fondue's channels, which you should be. But we're at the Foundry.modo on Facebook. So we'll be doing some live streaming from the Modo Foundry Facebook page too.
Yep.
So we'll put, there'll just be a bunch of yellow bars like this that you could click on for live streams. We'll try to get a little bit of a notice, but just keep this going during Siggraph, and you'll see all kinds of stuff popping up here. And like Shane had said, some of it's going to be on YouTube, some will be on Facebook or Instagram. We'll mix it up and kind of see what people like. So let's talk a little bit about Ed's Modonaut Monday that he just finished his first session today. It's a new thing.
It's actually a third.
Today was the third, yeah.
Third? How did I miss the first two?
Yeah. So we're doing it the first Monday of every month. And today's session was on the shader tree. The last two were on Mesh Fusion. So I did intro to Mesh Fusion and then more advanced techniques in July for Mesh Fusion. So they run about an hour long, and they're just once a month, and everybody can just tune in. And I try to get to questions today. I didn't get to as many questions in the chat, but it was kind of a packed kind of session today. But, future topics are going to be, we could discuss the procedural modeling, UVing, lighting. There's a whole bunch of topics we can cover.
So first Monday of every month, Modonaut Monday, you got a live stream going. And I know you've sent out some emails because I obviously missed the first two, but I saw the third one. So where's the best place to make sure you get reminded, don't miss?
Well,
what do you think, Shane? Probably the emails, right? Because it's
the emails we're working on, as Greg pointed out, it is a bit of a problem, and it is partly why we haven't fully communicated the new area of the community called Modo Premium Content. So if I could share my screen, I'll kind of show that real quick. See if that pops up. Does that work, Greg?
It is. I think there's another button at the top that says like share for everyone.
I just see.
Oh no, I see your screen.
Okay. All right, good. So under your, my menu looks a little bit different because I'm admin, but under if you click on your icon up here, you'll see Modo Premium Content. And then that'll take you to this page here where we're storing not only the Modonaut Monday webinars, so there'll be the rebroadcasts of that are available here, but then we've made available all of the paid content, or most all the paid content. The only thing that's not here right now is the Rich Hurry Rigging Master Series. So that we didn't have rights to redistribute at this point in time. But everything else, including some really oldie but goodie ones, are in here in their entirety, including all the resource files that are needed for doing these tutorials, all available to stream and download as much as you like. So we'll be updating this more. We haven't fully announced this yet just because we haven't quite gotten the email list pinned down. This is exclusive content for those that are current Modo maintenance customers or current Modo subscription customers. So we'll be getting that patched up and working on our email list to get this communicated out there more widely, hopefully through this week, but no later than next week. I hope to have that finally communicated out there.
So it sounds like you guys are putting in some effort into providing more content to subscription, the subscribers and the maintenance people, getting them, live streams every Mondays, first of the month, and you're also opening up your old library of training and content. to subscribers and maintenance folks at no extra cost? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, I really want to try to build more value into the program than just the software itself. I mean, we're already, in my opinion, kind of killing it with 3 releases a year, 3 kind of meaty releases. It's not necessarily one big, enormous one like we used to do before, but I think the sum of the 3 parts is bigger, and we seem to be hitting that really well. So I'm looking at other ways that we can, bring more value into the program. And this is just one of those things that we've added to it this year.
Yeah, I think opening up your library of training and content is way more useful than, say, providing 5 gigabytes of cloud storage,
yeah,
which everybody else seems to do. So that is just for subscribers and maintenance people. And the premium content is rolling out. It's already in some people's account. I noticed. I looked at mine. I'm on subscription. I saw it in my account. And if you don't see it yet, it's coming.
Yeah,
if you're on maintenance or subscription. So if you are just buying it, Modo still, or doing paid upgrades, those aren't available yet, or maybe ever. I'm not sure, but it is available to people. It's just more stuff for more value to people who are doing the subscription and maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, I apologize. I mean, it didn't get deployed in the way that I had been planning for and hoped for. It got kind of accidentally turned on, and then it just became a mode of, well, it's probably better just to leave it on than to turn it off and reset things. So we're getting there. We'll get it kind of polished up and available to everybody. So if you don't have access and you are, a paying subscriber or a maintenance customer, don't panic right now. We'll hopefully get that fixed for you. Unfortunately, I don't even have an easy means to turn it on for your particular account. So just kind of hold back for us for a little bit and let us work through this and get it fixed up for everybody.
So there's a variety of ways you can subscribe or get maintenance for Modo. You may be part of a creative collective. You may be buying through different areas. So once all that data gets funneled down to Shane's group, they'll make sure that everybody gets the links to that. So it's definitely coming. Like I said, I took a peek. It's nice. So Rich is not putting the rigging group up there yet, huh?
Well, it's not. It has nothing to do with him. I honestly just got to reach out to him and talk to him about it. He was under a different distribution agreement than what I had with everybody else. So his was written a long time ago, and it was just had a little bit different terms of redistribution versus everything else. So yeah, it's more or less just haven't had the time to reach back out to him and get that one.
All right.
Sergio's character animation course is up there though, which was
nice. Sergio, Sergio is just a rigging genius. He also has Kit available. Sergio. I'm going to mispronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. But if you go to Fondue, there's a link to Sergio's kit there. And he has a ton of rigging tools available. So that's great. And anything else? We got somebody asking, of course, 12.2 news would be nice. Where is 12.2, third release of the year, coming along nicely?
It's coming along really, really well. I'm trying to think of where we're at. We're about a couple weeks away from rolling it out to the alpha group. And then I think you can look for it in the public beta states as we get closer towards October-ish, probably somewhere around there is where we're kind of slating for that, maybe even as early as September. But things are wrapping up really well on that release. And Andy and I are already cranking away at plans for 13 and 13.0 and the 13 series in general. So we're already out there into next year, looking at what we can do. And I even have a couple of developers already working on that stuff too.
So it seems like you guys have settled on a pretty good cadence. And is this going to work the same way where there would be a beta prior to the official release, or is it just going to be released with no beta?
Yeah, so I mean, that's another one of those key value adds to the whole subscription and maintenance program is we do want to continue that. We're going to continue to strive for probably about 60 days prior to release, getting all active subscribers and maintenance customers access to that next release. So if there's any major glaring issues, that's the time to hop on board. Let us know so we can get those things fixed while we're still actively developing on it. And then get it. It just helps us get out of the mode of having to do release and service packs and all that stuff afterwards. So it's really, really helping us. All of our stability, stats and things like that are really showing. The perception in the community is really showing positive results from this approach. And I definitely intend to continue that as we move into next year.
Sounds great. And just to confirm, somebody was asking, like adding premium content and some of these other perks to maintenance and subscription people, it's not raising the price of Modo, correct?
Right now there's no plans to change that. It's for the individuals out there that have locked in at that $399 price. That's a great price, and as long as you stay current, you get to renew at that price again, this year or next year.
So you get betas, you get training, you get live streams, and there's more stuff, it sounds like.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff cooking as well outside of this.
Okay, good. So not just sitting there and taking people's money, trying to give people more, which is good.
No.
That sounds good. And of course, of course, you can still buy training that that you're interested in. It's just a specific. If you're just interested in rigging, you can still buy rigging training, or go through a place like Pixel Fondue and go directly to other people who are offering training. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't see anything else on the list. Oh, somebody's asking about GPU rendering. I know you guys are working on Radeon Pro Render. Perhaps that will be showing at Siggraph. Maybe not.
No, it definitely will be. And perhaps with any luck, I'll actually have that out there in public beta this week.
This week?
Yes, we are. That is new news to everybody on this on this call. I've just been reading some emails on that this morning, and we're in the final stages of prepping that for release, at least to public beta. So there's still a lot more work yet to be done on that. It's not a fully confirmed feature for the 12 series at this point in time, but
so is this like a kit you add to Modo, or is it a whole new Modo 12.1.5 beta?
It's going to come out as it's built on top of, I think, 12.1, or I could be mistaken. It could be 12.0. I can't remember what branch it's actually sitting on right now. But it is on a bit of an older release. I think it's on 12.0, if I'm not mistaken.
So separate install.
Yeah, because it's a bit of a mix. There's a bunch of SDK changes that went as part of this. And that's kind of really the bulk of the work. We're looking and profiling ways that we can make Modo more pluggable to external renderers. So there's been a lot of work around that. And the SDK isn't finalized at this point. We've just been doing a lot of learning and investigating to understand what is involved in plugging a renderer into Modo, like the Radeon Pro renderers. So that's part of it. And then the renderer itself is really like a plugin or a kit. Most plugins are kits in Modo. I know it's a bit confusing, but kind of the same thing.
So let's just manage expectations for sure here. So you've got the first beta coming out of Radeon Pro Render. It's tied to an older version of Modo that's been in development for some time. A lot of SDK changes, an older branch, slightly older branch. So you're probably going to be installing that as a separate install to your current.
Exactly. Modo. Much like even Modo VR was kind of that way too. It's kind of this separate thing that you can go and play around with on.
But now that's incorporated fully into 12.1. There's a VR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So you can see how this kind of works. So so you got this beta, it's an older branch, but you see this will eventually be incorporated into the main Modo branch. And so they've been going very quickly with these. The Radeon Pro Render, big picture, working on a better system of plugging third-party renderers into Modo. Radeon Pro Render, very capable renderer that works with both Radeon AMD boards as well as the NVIDIA CUDA boards.
Yep.
I mean, say even CPU. Does it render in CPU too?
It does render in CPU. It's not really that beneficial to render in CPU.
Not something you would do, but if you have a laptop and you're having at a offsite, you may use it. So don't accept a project next week with plans on using Radeon Pro Render to deliver your final renders. This is a beta. It's probably going to crash. It's probably going to have some things not do some things you wanted to do. But this is how this works, right? We're getting information directly from the company. We're getting beta builds. You'll be able to download, be able to provide feedback, and this ball will get rolling. Same a little bit with Canova. Bringing up Canova, there's been a number of Canova live streams that Ed has been working on, Greg Brown. You can see the improvements, the performance improvements from the first live stream to where it is now. And I think when it first came out, not a lot of people. Some people were definitely like, well, this can't do what ZBrush does, so who cares? Or it's sort of like a weird, like sort of like just chill. This is a process. It's a process. We're gonna get this to a point with some feedback. Code can go between programs. It can morph. Eventually it'll be something. If it looks like it's going to be something, but it's putting it out there in front of people. You've got a really open policy. It looks like I think it's great. And again, we'll be showing this stuff should be available at Siggraph. Canova should be a Siggraph as well, correct? Should there be?
Greg's going to be showing that at the modeling session as well, just for a little bit. And then actually Ed's going to show some really cool new stuff that Daryl and Boris have been working on Mesh Fusion side of things too.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
Mesh Fusion. By the way, I know Ed has done some stuff on Mesh Fusion the first couple of weeks of his Modonaut Monday. People out there interested in becoming an expert on Mesh Fusion, doing Mesh Fusion training, my guess is if you become an expert on Mesh Fusion and release Mesh Fusion training, you could make a lot of money. I'm just saying, if work is slow right now and you have time to do that, I think you could. I think somebody could make a lot of money making Mesh Fusion training right now, because it is. Like I just did some stuff this weekend. It's super. It's come a long way. There's been Mesh Fusion updates to every single Modo update over the last couple of years. There's been a Mesh Fusion update. Those guys work on this thing constantly. And it's really fast. You can do a lot of stuff with it now.
It's so different than what it was on 901 when we first released.
It's night and day. It really is.
It's way different. Yeah.
Daryl and Boris incrementally have just made improvements across the board on everything about Mesh Fusion.
You drag and drop. It works with the mesh operation modeling stack. You can have deformable objects in there, animated objects. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, keep your eye on that. And like I said, any enterprising person out there who's interested in doing Mesh Fusion training, I will promote the hell out of it. Because I think it's a huge fertile ground for Modo users and just the industry in general. Okay, so I know you guys are busy. I'm busy. I got to get ready for Canada. So anything else? We good?
No, we'll see you next week. We'll see everybody next week. We hope to have a lot of great stuff going on all the different feeds out there. So definitely tune in and subscribe to those channels.
Yep, and Greg and I will bring the show to you guys if you can't make it. So
yep.
Absolutely. And like I said, contact me or contact Ed if you want to chat with us at Siggraph. We'll get you on the live stream, talk about what you do. And contact me.
If there's some news that you heard about or something that you want these guys to go check out while they're there, definitely ping us. So if there's some big announcement and you'd like us to cover it a little bit more, definitely reach out to one of us.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for this broadcast, and we will catch you guys at Siggraph next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.